Hello, everybody. Welcome back again to my channel, Book Time with Elvis, with me, Mark, and I'm joined once again by Sean D. Standfast from Sean D. Standfast channel. You have to excuse me; I'm suffering a bit from a cold, so I may well collapse in a coughing heap at some point. I've got my tea, so we'll see if that helps. How are
Elvis
you?
will alert us.
That's right. Yeah, my emotional support dog. Yeah, he'll probably just sit on my face or something instead. Just kind of like plop himself down and be like, "Poof."
I don't think that's not a topic for today's episode, though.
No, it's probably for the OnlyFans yesterday. Jesus. Yeah. So, how are you doing anyway?
Tired. I guess yesterday really tired me out more than I thought because I was really tired when I got back, and I went to bed right a bit early for me, and then I actually had a pretty good rest. Then I was up for about half an hour or so, and then I thought, well, I'll just get up at my normal time in the morning, and then it was like I turned the alarm off, and it was like almost 10 by the time I actually dragged myself down here. And
Wow.
then I snoozed most of the day. I started reading the Star Beast.
Yeah.
Very far in it, and it's sort of I've stalled out on it at the moment.
Yeah. I finished a book though. Finally, I finished My Family and Other Animals. Review to follow, perhaps tomorrow. So, enjoyed it. It's good.
Well, I've got till
Review.
Saturday.
That's how I'm going to review books from now on.
Yeah.
I finished such and such. I enjoyed it. It was good. Thanks for watching BookTube.
I've got until Saturday to get this done and a few other things, so it's going to be a slow reading week for me. I'm not going to I'm not going to be doing the stuff that I sort of planned. I don't think this week, other than the ones that I need to do for the weekend.
Yeah. But you see, when you use that expression, what I need to do, setting yourself these deadlines, I'm telling you, stopping all that, best thing I ever did. I feel so much freer.
Yeah, well, it's not. See, well, the thing is, it's a deadline of something I wanted to do anyway. So if I don't have the deadline for this, I probably would just put it down now and not pick it up again, which is a shame because it is something I want to read. I wanted to read more of Heinlein, so this is actually prompting me to actually do what I want to do.
Yeah.
So I look at it that way instead.
Whose choice was it to read that book?
Well, it was mine, I guess, to a certain extent. I set up the list of things, but I didn't realize I wanted to do some of his juveniles, but I didn't realize I had so many juveniles on. But it's already there. So
Juvenile. So it's a children's book.
Yeah, well, yeah, young, or what you call a young adult now.
Yeah.
Not a children so much. It's teenager. But a teenager that has an alien pet that likes to eat anything and everything.
I've got an alien pet that wants to eat everything and anything.
And anyone.
Well, yeah, well, I don't know. It is one of those worries, isn't when you live alone with an animal. If anything happens to me, whether Elvis will be able to hold off until I keep spilling things down me. I had to change my shirt yesterday. I didn't even look till now, and I've got something on me. Oh, God.
Covered up by your name, so
can't take me anywhere. Yeah.
Yeah, I get that too. It's like, but sometimes the beard is good because it's like a bib. It gets into the beard, and it's a little easier to clean out.
And plus, if you get hungry later, you probably have a bit of a snack that you can just pull out and be like, "Oh, look at that!"
Yeah, it's a chocolate cake. It's a good soup strainer.
Oh,
I said that to the nurse because she says, "Hold your," because she wanted to get in the ultrasound into my neck. There, she said, "Hold your beard up." And I said, "Yeah, it gets in the way sometimes, but it's a good soup strainer." And she was like, I guess she never heard that term.
It's funny if you do that, and then gold coins drop out and some other stuff, and so where'd that go?
Well, it's like Homer Simpson, like he gets up off the couch, and I think Bart's stuck underneath him, and then underneath the fold of his stomach is the baby. I can't remember her name now.
Maggie,
yes.
So we have a few viewers. At least, well, we have about 9 viewers, but only 2 have decided to comment. So Jenny's here. Hello. And Farah's here as well. Hey, Farah.
Hello.
Nice to see you. And then the other 2 comments are them just saying hello to each other. So there we have it. It's outrageous, isn't it? Attention on us. You know. Yeah.
Farah, when are you going to be back on BookTube? I have a show for you to join.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, what else am I going to talk about? Desert Island Books.
So you might be trying to get her over to your OnlyFans, Sean.
So that,
I'm sure Jenny.
You don't talk about that on live. You don't.
I'm sure Jenny's been a founding member. Oh dear. There we go. What's the show, Sean?
Well, yeah, Desert Island Books.
Desert Island Books, yeah.
You know, like if you're in the UK here, you know that the BBC have stolen my format, and you know they've done their own version of it. You know, they've inverted it for music. You know.
Yeah. Not sure yet, but hopefully soon.
Well, hopefully I'll be continuing on like at least a few months until I run out of not victims, but castaways.
Shh, Mark, don't tell everyone. Okay, I won't. Sorry, Jenny.
That's why I said you don't talk about it's we don't talk about what is it, Fight Club outside of Fight Club or whatever it's called or something like that.
Yeah, that's true. And we're not going to mention it today, are we? We're not. After yesterday and so many people running away, we're going to be well behaved today, right? So, although Jenny remembers the old days of our lives when we would have some really weird discussions about pickled bits of anatomy and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, well, it's because people did collect those things.
Yeah. Yep. Oh dear. So, did you watch any BookTube today?
No, not today. I watched an episode of Babylon 5. I ate and I watched the 9th episode of the first season.
Is that on YouTube?
No. Well, it is on YouTube, but I have actually VHS, I've got DVD, and I've got Blu-ray.
You haven't got a VHS player though, have you?
No, I don't. Not yet.
No, not yet.
Well, because the reason why I say that is because I got this for like a song, like the complete series except the movies. And I thought, well, it'd be kind of cool. I do have a place where I can put it once I get a shelf, and it'll be up near the ceiling upstairs. It's out of the way, and it's just a display thing. Who knows? And it might become collectible someday. So I thought I'd do it. But I will get a VHS player because there is a set. Well, I better not say this because somebody might go and buy it. Unless you're around the area, you can pick it up because the person's not. And I've asked them if I can't do it now, but I did ask them like a month ago, would you deliver? I'm not deliver, but ship. And it's a box set of 13 tapes of a documentary series on silent film. I've got them on a digital format, but it only came out on VHS and Laserdisc. And they just can't put it. They tried to put it on DVD, and it just didn't because they said there was too many rights issues. Silent films, I don't know. I think it had something to do with the music, so they just dropped it. And this is a box set, and all but one of the tapes are still sealed. So I want it because I can't get it any other way. But yeah. I can't go 100 and some miles to go pick it up.
Well, maybe someone will get it for you. Where is it?
I'll have to look. I can't remember.
Comments here. Maria's here, I believe.
Hello. She's further away than I am.
And Bill's here. Good afternoon, men.
Oh,
I have you in the background while we get ready for parent-teacher conference. Okay, Bill. Well, we'll keep it clean. We'll keep it PG today, or PG-13 max. But you have to be at school till 7 p.m. tonight. Oh, yeah. I know those, the old parent-teacher conferences. See, I don't know if you have a class though, Bill. Whether you have your own class, your own form that you teach. But yeah, sometimes it's hard when you're just a subject teacher and you have to hang around and nobody necessarily wants to speak to you, especially when you're the only teacher in the school that speaks a different language to everybody else. So
There it is. Yeah, like I say, all of them. There's 13 tapes, and only one has been opened. The rest of them are still sealed by the looks of it in plastic.
Yeah.
Gillingham
in Kent.
Yeah. I assume so.
Huh.
It just says the United Kingdom. I can click on the map and near Chatham. So yeah, that's it.
Yeah. So you need a man of Kent or someone in South London to nip over and get it for you. Do you know anyone down there?
No, I don't. But I can't afford it
there
now
you go.
anyway. So it's a moot point because it was over a month because he's not selling it. And I was going to offer something for him for it. And
How do you know he's got it if he's not selling it?
it's still there. I know because nobody's picking it up.
Yeah,
and it's a very, very narrow niche that somebody would want this. It also too, I was so pissed off at a seller because there was a set of 9 Southeastern African records, and I asked out of curiosity, do you have any photographs of this? Because somebody here in the UK had a set. And so he sent me some photographs. Said, "Yeah, well, I'm dropping it. It was 200 and some pounds, dropping it to 140 pounds." So I thought, "Crap, that's a really good price, and I can't afford it." And I thought, "Well, hopefully it'll still be there." And it's like, and then like I had it in my basket on Abe, and then I was looking in there, and I go, "Where is that?" And I find that it's sold. It's like some bastard stole it out of my hands. It's like, who wants 9 volumes of Southeastern African records in the UK here? I do, but I can't afford to buy it, but it's monstrous that somebody stole it from me.
It's a blooming cheek, if you ask me.
I look at it as it being stolen, even though I can't afford it. It's still stolen from me.
How much are they for VHS?
What, these VHS?
Yeah.
Tapes? Well, he says he wants 63 pounds for them, or best offer.
Best offer. Here's a $5.
Well, I would have offered like 40 and see if he would. But you see, he's not answering to say that whether he would ship it or not. See, the Babylon 5 ones, it was a collection, and it was literally the cost of a cup of coffees. And so I said, I know it's been there for relisted so many times. And I said, well, would you be willing to ship them? And they go, yeah, it's not selling. So yeah, I'll ship it. Come back to you on a price. So the shipping was more than the cost of the tapes, but you're still talking less than 20 pounds, in total, for the whole thing. And I thought, I want it as a display thing, and maybe it will be collectible sometime, especially if they do the reboot and so forth. Who knows? It looks pretty, but it's compared to a box set that's this side of the whole series, and then 5 box sets that are this wide.
Yeah. Stay strong, Bill. Can't imagine that would be fun. Bill says sometimes I feel like I speak a different language.
Oh, I feel like that a lot of time here.
Elvis, and then common sense, Bill. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no,
see, they're talking. They didn't. Nobody listened to anything I said. They're having a conversation between themselves.
But I mean, you have a birthday soon, don't you? In April.
Yeah.
Well, maybe somebody can send it to you, even though you haven't got a VHS player.
Yeah. Well, see, that's the thing. I would buy a VHS probably if I could get one cheap enough eventually for that, because I started looking around. There's like
Elvis, sorry, just over my shoulder, looks disgusted at the mention of VHS. Like, what?
But the thing is, it's like people have, they take a picture of a corner of a room and say 1,000 VHS tapes, like movies, and it's like 15 pounds for collection. And I'm going, if you have a VHS, that's a cheap disposable way of watching a hell of a lot of stuff cheap. I don't know what was in it, but I just couldn't believe. It's obviously the guy or the person, could be woman, I don't know. The person doesn't want to box this stuff up and take it away. They want to receive 15 pounds and have somebody come in and box it up and take it away for them.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. Yeah. Jenny again. Now you know how Steve feel when I chat to some of the gays on gays. Sorry, I say gays and guys on his stream. Sorry. Oh my goodness. Why did I take off my glasses? Yeah, guys. Yeah, that's what I said, wasn't it? Some of the guys on his streams.
Guys and dolls.
Yeah. Oh dear. Oh, oops.
See, you can still say guys, but if you say dolls, then yeah, you're in trouble there again.
Well, hopefully with just 13 people, we won't be cancelled by too many of them, so we'll see. Oh dear. Well, there we have it. What was I? I was looking at some books though today, and I can't for the life of me remember what they were.
Well, yesterday you were looking at those the reprints, or at least the Cambridge reprints of Perry, was it? Or
Yeah, the Franklin.
I found you a nice first edition one.
I know. Honestly, I would be quite tempted, to be honest, but it probably cost me that much to get it here. So, no, hey, don't mind us over here in the comments. We're just chatting with the gays. Yeah. So, yeah. Well, everybody's welcome. Everybody's welcome.
Well, it's like that's a queer history. They're very gay. Words have different meanings.
Well, it's like we saw in the Times Literary Supplement last week, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Michael Collins is author of A Queer History of the National Trust. And I was thinking, that'd be interesting. Yeah, sure, it's very odd, some of the history of that. And it's like, no, not that type of queer. Okay. Oops, yeah. So, sorry, Bill. It's probably not living up to the correct rating for a PTA meeting. So, especially, I guess, in your part of America, maybe. But there we have it. I would like that, actually. But I like the look of, was it Ariane who sent that, the new one?
Oh, yeah. I looked at the page numbers, though. It was like 346 pages. So if it's it's got an index, it's got notes, it's got a bibliography, so it's barely 300 pages of text, which seems a little tight.
I don't agree. These days, if you look at it, they seem to be getting, the modern ones are shorter for sure. Like, look at that River of the Gods. Yeah, it was very good. I mean, it was
well written, but again, it was like it didn't do much. Like it was a very good introduction. It was a good introduction.
I think that's the thing. It's popular history, isn't it? Really?
Yeah.
Nobody wants to read 1,000 pages except you and I on the Franklin expedition.
Yeah, well, and then Ariane mentioned a book that she first said it was 1,000 pages, and I thought, ooh, it was from 1848/49 of the years in France.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, that's good. And then she comes out and says, no, she was wrong with the page. It's only like 900. Well, close enough.
Oh goodness, I hope he's joking. Yeah, I'm sure. What? Thanks a lot. I've had to silence you.
Oh.
Oops. Hope it's a joke. Oh, well. Yeah, it could have been a different bill. There's more than one. So, yeah. Bill from Tallahassee, Florida. That's what I was referring to. Yeah, no, I love all that stuff, all this exploration and whatnot. I know you do as well, very much so. And travel literature. I just always think it's so underrepresented. Underrepresented on BookTube, isn't it? You never see people doing travel writing very much, to be honest. Steve and I tried it once, but it was a pretty phew. Whoops. But yeah, I think I can't remember. One or both of us had to give up, but it's so much great stuff, though. So much
Well,
great stuff.
it's like I keep seeing what's her name? Is it what's the black? I always get it wrong. Black Eagle or Black Lamb or something like
Black
that.
Falcon, Grey Lamb,
I always get that mixed up.
Rebecca West, yeah.
Yeah, like I keep seeing
H.G. Wells' fancy piece.
yeah, but I keep seeing nice, not first editions of it, but nice hardcover editions for like 30, 40 pounds and stuff like this. And it's like, how much is like the Penguin is probably like 25 pounds. It's like, it's like there's some nice stuff out there. And
I haven't got the Penguin, actually. I've got the
I haven't got it at all anymore.
Canongate, I think.
Oh, okay. I'm sure Penguin did it then.
Yeah,
I'm
they
sure
do. Yeah. There's Penguin Classics. Yeah, I don't know why I ended up with that one. But...
Yeah, it's like I gravitate for African, especially exploration, but then there's South Africa specifically. And over the last couple of years, I've found these publishers that were reprint publishers in the 60s and 70s, but out of Africa and Rhodesia. And really cool stuff. And some of them are really well made, like really ornate covers. Like there's one, the Rhodesian something, it's called, and they have like a gold series, a silver series, and just beautiful books. But the problem with some of the, or not a problem, but they got it under exploration, but it's like big game hunting, so it's like I'd never heard of it before. Like, is it going to have enough stuff about topographical or people, or is it just going to be blasting away, big animals,
Yeah. Well, that's for sure. I don't like books where they tend to blast away animals. So
yeah. But the thing is, like, I would probably be okay with reading this if they did have enough stuff about what they're seeing and the people, that they're meeting and that kind of stuff, rather than just, today I blew away, an elephant or whatever, and just every entry is that, and it's like, no, I don't want to read that.
Yeah, no. Where have we got it? Jenny, they're usually wonderfully sassy. And Jenny, I think she means the guys, not the elephants. Are you looking forward to getting the garden completed, Mark? Yes, I am, Jenny, but I think it's going to be quite a while, to be honest with you, because I've got to have to build a fence and do some other stuff first. And yeah, I don't think I'll get much done in getting it the way I want until probably next year, but we'll see. I've got to build the terrace and stuff as well this summer, and yeah, see how it all goes.
All I've got is like a concrete little courtyard out in the back, and I thought it'd be kind of nice to have some, potted plants of some sort, maybe raised up a little. But actually, it's like looking like a garden now, because it's like because it barely gets any sun, so it's all moss on the concrete. It's all green.
Got to be careful with that, though. It can be awfully slippery.
That's the thing, and that's why I'm always pissed off when they. Sorry, Bill. I'm always angry when they come to collect the garbage bins, because they're supposed to come in. I leave the gate unlocked, and they come in to get it, and they're supposed to bring them back. They a lot of times don't bring the bins back at all, or they leave the gate open. So that means, like, when it's raining or when it's cold, I got to go out and do this. And yeah, I've almost gone on my butt many times because it's really, really slippery. Like, because what I do is I bring the bin right up to the door, plop it there. I open it up. I open the door, open it up, boom, do this. So I just go out once.
You got to be careful though, because I have a friend, and she was telling me that she fell off a bar stool. Yeah, maybe had too much to drink, a bit of a lush, and hit her coccyx really hard, and was in agony for ages. So
Yeah, well, I could break a hip. I sort of figured that could happen. Because so I have to go out and I just sort of shuffle around, like I don't really lift my feet. I just shuffle along a little bit, do this, and then lean against the wall because it's close enough.
Yeah.
And it's like, when I had the transport on yesterday, I was going to say Monday, but yeah, it was only yesterday to go to the hospital. It's like, it's like, I had a bit of water, and it's like I slipped a little bit, and it's like, oh shit, and I'm not walking fast.
Come on, keep your language clean.
Yeah.
we've got teachers watching, so so yeah, got to be careful. Careful what you say.
No, I just got I got an email that has my name in the. Wait a minute.
Maybe it's what you've been hoping for.
It just says this is my email address. You don't know with these things, because I used to get stuff like this. You get, because my email address is out there on the net in places. So I would say, it would be a woman's name, and then it would say, "Hi, handsome."
Oh
So
yeah.
you know right away what's going on here.
Well, it says jenny.parks@gmail.com.
No, this is something else. Well, actually, the name that's written that shows up is different from the name that's in the email address. So you're going,
It's funny though. I keep getting on my private email, not my BookTube one, but I keep getting these notifications from some dentist surgery in Ontario, Canada, telling me to come to my appointment. But obviously my name is Michelle or Mike, right? And they share the same surname as me, I guess. But it's my email address. So somehow or other they didn't get their email address correctly, and they put me down. And it stopped for a while when I contacted the surgery and said, because I was worried people were genuinely missing their appointments, probably, And then they started up again this year. So now I just block it. So it's
well,
like,
I get all I've been getting over. I guess this year, saying that your car insurance is ready to lapse or whatever. You need to do this or something like this, and like the things that I'm going. Come on, at least be smart about it. Like you say that we got book insurance here very cheaply. At least get me to open it up and look at it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, watch this. I'll start getting emails saying
Yeah.
book insurance.
Oh my goodness. Yes. Book insurance. Yeah, I guess it could be worth it though. Book insurance, no? Does it exist?
Well, I lost those books, and they've dried out, and they're still readable, but they're from the leak, the roof leak. So
there.
Yeah.
I didn't hear the roof leak.
Yeah, when it was raining, like I've had in the upstairs toilet for a while, and I told them about it, and they never got around to it. And then we had that big storm at the end of the year, and I guess the wind was coming up, and it was going through the thing. And I just put a bag of books that I was taking upstairs to put back on the shelf. I set it in the doorway of the front room upstairs, and it started dripping down right into the bloody bag. So every book was damaged, and there were some nice ones in there that I'm really angry about. But I shouldn't have put it in the doorway, I guess. But the whole thing is with a leak like that, it didn't matter. You could put it anywhere, and that's where the leak's going to be. So yeah, so those are damaged badly.
So bin them.
No, they're still readable, and I've dried them out in such a way that at least I could put them on the shelf as placements, and it looks okay on the shelf. Like they're not that bad as long as they're tight. They don't open up.
Or you could just bin them.
I could, but there's some that I want the information from. And I don't want to do that until I can replace them.
Yeah. Dear.
Well, there's one that I sort of will be, because one of them was a Simak book. It was a British first edition, and it was a pristine copy of one that I had was lousy. So the jacket's lost on that, but the body is not so bad. I think there might be a bit of a stain on the water stain on the back cover, but it was like the old one I had, or the rougher one. The book was really bad, and the jacket was okay. So I've swapped jackets, and that'll go. So at least I've married up one that's half decent. You know,
You've got a Frankenstein monster on your hands, and
yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like, people do this, and it's not kosher in the collecting world.
Yeah.
I like to say it, but when it really comes bad is when you've got points and you've got something that they made a spelling mistake, say on an advertisement or something like that, or a different advertisement on the back, and there was something different on the first, and then they find a second print or a second state, and then they swap the jackets and pretend that it's a first, and they don't know the differences.
Yeah, yeah. But you should knock off money from your rent because of the damage, because surely the leaky roof's your landlord's fault.
Yeah, I know. I've mentioned it, and I don't want to push too much because I still got piles everywhere, and it's not sort of conducive yet until I, get it all sorted before I start pushing too much stuff.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have to get ready for Friday. They're coming to inspect the gas things like the boiler. And then I just covered, like, I'm sorting in the living room. So I've buried the gas fire, and he's got to get to that. So I've got to clear that out. Because I just made, I separated piles, and the one bookcase is I'm getting ready to move. So yeah, it's just like Sod's Law or Murphy's Law, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, yeah. No, I mean, I'm still waiting for my inspection. So,
Well, I'm hoping he can fix. Well, he is a plumber. Hopefully, he'll fix the sink tap because it's loose. It just needs a bolt on the bottom tightened. I can't get down there and underneath to do it myself.
yeah.
It's too much for. I'd probably strain something to do it, or never get up.
Or rip the whole thing off the wall.
Yeah.
Oh, Gavin's here. Hey, Gavin. Nice to see you.
Hi.
Yeah, no. Well, that sucks, though. I mean, to have damaged books. I mean, yeah.
Well, I think about. See, I haven't even really looked at my DVDs and some Blu-rays that I had in the same area. So, like the Blu-rays, the discs will be fine, but I think some of the boxes, like I know a few inserts of some silent ones that are almost impossible to get now are all rippled. So there's all that stuff and I just haven't had a heart yet I've dried off like I quickly as much as possible, put them aside, and I haven't had a heart to look at them yet because I just know that there's probably some bad damage there that I'm never going to be able to.
And where was this?
Just inside the doorway of the room upstairs, and it's probably right above it would be probably the peak of the house.
So, I mean, there's a loft there as well, I imagine.
Yeah, but it's impossible. Only a child could get to it. Only a child.
I mean, you've got to wonder what state the loft might be in terms of mold and whatever after a leaky roof. I mean, it's going to take time, surely, for a leaky roof to impact the bedroom if you've got the loft and the insulation and stuff between that. So,
and there won't be insulation up there.
Right.
There won't be any insulation. There will be a loft of some sort, because the weird thing is in my bedroom, there's a closet like with two doors, and then above it, there's like little cubby hole doors, and and it's about maybe 1.5 feet high that you could get in there. And that's where the trap door is for the loft. And I'm going, no adult could get in there. Only a small child could get up in there. It's just like very strange, because I was hoping I had a loft so I could put all the empty boxes that I had.
Yeah,
I could have put all the empty boxes up there.
Yeah,
that's not possible.
I have a loft up there.
Yeah, but that's a usable loft.
That's a loft room, yeah. So it is usable, and then at the back there's a loft as well with a secret, well, not so secret door, but yeah. So I don't know what Elvis is doing. It's unusual for him to sit there the whole time.
Looks
You
like
see
he's
him over my
looking out
shoulder.
a
This
window.
time.
Is
Sorry?
he looking out a window?
No, I think he's either licking his paws, which he shouldn't do, or he's eating a toy, which he shouldn't be doing as well. So, yeah. Elvis, what are you doing? What are you doing there? The way he looks up, like, what? Me? Nothing. Nothing, Governor.
Well, it's like when I was picked up yesterday morning. There was from across the.
It sounds like the police paid you a visit.
There, like when I was picked up across the street, like everybody, because the houses are right on the sidewalk, right? So everybody keeps their blinds, or they got the white things, in the daytime closed.
Yeah.
But there was like a German Shepherd that when they drove up, sort of the drivers say that came up, stuck his head like on the side and just sort of watched them, and then and it took maybe 5-10 minutes by the time I was ready to get out, and as they're driving away, the German Shepherd is still watching them.
Do you get the thing where you just see the lace curtains slightly pulled back as nosy neighbors look about what's going on?
Oh yeah, I'm sure that happened because everybody knows me by name here, and they know me, and I don't know them. I get the one guy next door, like I said, that's fine if he's not home, I'll take it a package,
Yeah.
And because I heard him first on the phone when I go to the door, he was saying, "Oh, give it to Sean Standfast next door," and I'm like, okay, yeah, that's fine, but because I guess stuff has been given, if I wasn't able to get to the door at the first year or so that I've been here, I haven't been getting too much stuff, but it like occasionally I couldn't get to the door, didn't hear the door or whatever, so it went next door or somebody else, and thankfully they've brought it over. Except one time, the first Christmas I was here, I ordered a broom and dustpan, and it said it was delivered, and it just said delivered to neighbor. I got no card, but the track is delivered to me. I can barely, I might be able to get next door on either side to knock and see if it's there, but nobody brought it over.
Nobody brought it over.
No.
Still now.
Yeah, it's over. Well, it's a year and a half now, or almost. It was the first Christmas I was here, so that was 2020.
First Christmas, you've only had one Christmas then, eh?
No, I came in November 2023. So I've had 2 Christmases.
No, you didn't.
Yes.
It's been that long?
It has.
Blimey. Yeah, I suppose it was the summer before I moved, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Gavin's saying bring back the chimney sweeps.
Yeah.
Well,
They'll be able to get up in there.
Forget about national service. Put the kids back into these types of jobs, eh?
Yeah, what was that? There's a meme or something, and I don't know what it was. There was a guy that was sort of dressed up as a, like, I guess Victorian thing, and then there was a child dressed up almost looking like a chimney sweep, and it was King Charles, saying he's expecting the new applicants for chimney sweeps.
Yeah. Dear idea. But that's funny your neighbors all know you, yeah. You're a local celebrity.
Well, they clearly must have watched all these boxes of books coming in, and then they know like what I get. If I get anything delivered, it's books basically, other than broom and dustpan or a toilet brush. Like I did.
Yeah, needless to say, I imagine that every book that was delivered ended up at your place. The neighbors brought it round. It's not the kind of thing they're probably going to nick, is it?
That's true. Yeah.
So, didn't you have someone like literally stealing your food?
Well, yeah. There's like my address is the same address, street, and house number as an address in a village next door, like a mile away. So, I first year I was here, I had ordered a takeaway, and it's like I call and they say, no, it's been delivered. No, it hasn't. And then the guy comes in and he delivered it to the wrong place, and they took it in. I've had Tesco's deliver stuff there as well, and they take it in. Because I really didn't know this.
Who does that? Well, I'm thinking it's like a free gift. Yeah. Unless it's just an old, confused person. It's possible that as well.
Maybe. Yeah, but And then I one time got something, and I looked at the attic and said, "No, it's you're wrong place, guy, mate." So they took it. So I could have taken it in, but I didn't. And then there was one time, like the phlebotomist was coming to get
The what?
the phlebotomist,
You said the bottom.
phlebotomist
Yeah.
to take blood. And I'm sitting here, and then I get a phone call. She's saying, "Well, can I come to the door?" She's doing, and I'm going, because I could see throughout the frosted glass. I didn't see anybody there. I said, "Oh, okay. I didn't hear you knock." Okay, so I get up, I go to the door. No one's at the door. Stick my head out, look down, all the cars. No one's in the car close by. So it's like I wait a few seconds. No one's there. Close the door, and then she was trying to call again. But before I got back here, she because I left my phone here, I didn't take it to the door with me. And it's like she left me say, "Well, you're not coming to the door, so I can't do this." And it's like, so I called up and I said, tell her to make sure she's coming to the right place. And then they turned around and said she wasn't. I said, "Well, I'm here." And I said, clearly she's gone to the wrong house. Why would I sit here and answer a phone call and say, go to the door and not go to the door? I said, it's more likely that she's in the wrong place and she doesn't want to admit it. But I said, fine, reschedule it. So I've had that happen. So I was surprised. Like I was kind of thinking, if someone was home there, would she have taken the blood from them and then sent it in for me? It's like I kept wondering.
Yeah, weird. But it reminds me when I was at university, I lived probably on a street very similar to yours. Definitely one of those kind of terrace housing, Coronation Street kind of places. And I remember I was upstairs. I can't remember if I was in the shower, I was in the bath, or just in bed. But there was a knock on the door, and I'd been expecting a package. It was quite early in the morning, well, for a student. And I ran downstairs, right? And then because I just kind of saw out the window they were about to walk off. So I ran downstairs, opened the door, ran out. Door shuts behind me because I wasn't used to this, like whatever. And I'm standing there in the street with my South Park Cartman underpants on and nothing else. But luckily, although I was alone in the house, right opposite where I lived were other good friends of mine, other students, and we were on the same course. And I knew, thankfully, because we were on the same course, they were at home. So I was able to knock on the door and morning, everybody. As we're walking past, I'm literally wearing boxer shorts with Cartman from South Park on it, and I'm holding this little package that I've got. Little package. Sorry. I'm holding this package that I got, sent up from them. Oh my goodness, yeah, happy days. In the northeast of England as well, it was chilly. So,
yeah, well, the thing is, you can't. The thing that's weird is you can't unlock the door even from the inside or lock it without the key. So I leave the key in the door all the time.
Yeah.
And I know the nurses are coming, so usually I don't keep them waiting. Like I know what day. So at some point I'll walk to the door and unlock it and just leave it so they know enough to just knock and then I'll walk in. So I just sit here and just wait for them rather than get up.
I did it here though as well in the first week in this new house. The annoying thing was I grabbed the key, walked out with Elvis, slammed the door shut, went for a walk, came back, put the key in, thought it's not going in. And of course I'd left the other key because I had too many keys because it was a brand new house, right? I'd left the other key on the other side of the door. I couldn't get in. I was like, oh Jesus. And it was already 6 p.m. or something. I thought, oh, this is terrible. So I was able to call my friend from work. And she was like, oh, maybe so-and-so can help. Or, oh, it's all right, actually, yeah, the mayor of the village, he's a policeman. His brother's a fireman, and he'll probably know how to get in. And luckily, yeah, he was able to get in, But it was quite weird how he did it. I'm not going to talk about it on YouTube because I don't want to give budding criminals any ideas. But it was quite interesting. Not that any of you, of course, are criminals.
No, well, the thing is, the way my lock is, I know how to get in. I know how, if it'd be impossible. The only way I could get locked out is if somebody else is here and locks the door if I'm outside, because you have to lock it with a key. It just can't be done. And, so I have to take the key and do it from the outside to lock it. But I know the kind of lock, and I could get that open easily.
It's funny, Jenny, you were exactly the person I was thinking of when I said that,
Yeah.
Jenny says, next thing your blood work comes back as pregnant.
Yeah. Well, that's I kind of like, it was the one time that I knew that they were not at home because like she couldn't get in, to do anything. I was thinking, if they were there, would they have given her blood,
Yeah. Oh, I'm guessing this is Jenny's friend. Set the bar 96.
Ah, okay.
Oh, hello. Yeah, no. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So happy times. But it was funny though.
It's like
he could only open this window, right? And once he opened it, he's like, after you. And I said, oh, don't think I'm going through there. Would you mind? Because, the guy's a fireman. So he did, and then he came and let me in. But it was kind of funny. He's like, yeah, after you. I was like, I don't think so somehow. So, I could fit in, but I didn't want to, like, climb over my brand new kitchen cabinets and stuff. So,
Yeah, well, the thing that really made me angry was Tesco's that delivered, and they kept saying that it was delivered, and they were absolutely sure. And I said, and then finally it clicked on talk to them. I said, well, don't they have a GPS in their vehicle? And they said, yes. I said, can you pull that up? Yes. Can you pull it up for me, please? And then they yes. And a long pause and go, oh. So it was clear that they were in the wrong place.
Farah says that happened to my sister in a hotel during an earthquake in Japan. She ran out of the shower and into the hallway in her towel and locked herself out. There were a lot of people in the hall, but at least she had the towel on, I suppose, to protect her modesty. I remember standing in the middle of a street, in the main street in the town I lived in Japan. Luckily, it was quite late, and I was a little bit whiffy, a little bit had a few to drink, and it was the night before the All Hokkaido tug of war tournament on ice. Yeah, we had the big blowout party beforehand, where we'd built like this igloo and everything, and we were drinking. I don't know what got into me, but I decided that I was going to go home, but I put like 3 cans of beer into my pants pocket. Yeah, I had these combat trousers on and stuff. And I remember my buddy dropping me off, busy street, still some people around. And I'm just standing there, like waving to him. And at that moment, my trousers just fell right down because I had the cans in there. I literally just slipped down. And of course, then I tripped over and I couldn't. Oh, it was horrific. But we came 4th in the tournament, if I remember rightly. So that was pretty good.
Well, like I like the first summer that I was here, because it was hot and I wasn't wearing my track bottoms like I usually do. So I would just wear my boxer shorts, which go down to my knee. They're so huge. And then I have a shirt that covers up, so you can't see the buttons or anything like that. But it's like this. So I would go to the door, and it's like, looks like, people would look at me a little strange. But then I got some lounge shorts, they call, which are just large boxer shorts, but without a fly, And it's like, so I wear those now, and people do. Like the other day, I went to get my drugs. I think it was Friday, I guess it was. So I was wearing a pair of those, and I've got these, I got the pressure bandages on the bottom of my legs. And the woman started, opens it, and then she steps back. It's like, okay, isn't that horrifying? I'm sorry, you're coming to me,
Well, it's one of those weird things here. I remember being shocked when I checked. Well, I suppose when I was a kid in Sweden, I was used to seeing naked people in their gardens, I suppose, from time to time. But here, people love to do the gardening in their underpants. And I'm not just talking like, my old neighbor out there in his little budgie smugglers, His wife will be out there too in her, little briefs with her bra on, if we're lucky or whatever. And it's just amazing. They're out there cutting the grass or trimming things, like basically wearing their pants,
They're trimming their bush.
Bill is watching this.
Like, don't people have bushes in their yards? So
Yeah.
don't you trim your bush?
Okay, great. I can't believe we maintain around 16, 17 people watching this. We barely talked about books the whole time.
Yeah.
But, hey.
Well, that's the thing. And I haven't missed any books. So far, as far as I know. Oh, no, I have. There was a few things that never did show up. So I kind of wondered, did they go to that other place?
Oh, there you go.
And I know, see, I had the same problem in Bedford. That, like, I had the street, and then there was another place down at the other end of the street that was the same name, but it had a court on it. And people, like, so many times you get a knock on the door and it'd be for fast food delivery. And like, it's like nobody's ordered. And I said, well, what's the address? And he goes, well, this is the address. No, what's the postcode? And then you see it's a different postcode. So it's clear that they've gone to the wrong place. And there'd be all the time packages not showing up. So I'm guaranteed that they were left in the entranceway of this, apartment building at the other place. I'm sure
you've got to start, maybe ordering some embarrassing items. See if they end up there. Get returned, like incontinence pants or sex toys or something, and just see.
Like I'll probably wind up with a knock on the door, and by the time I get to the door, there's a package that's been opened leaned against the door.
Yeah, half of an inflatable doll hanging out of the cardboard box that everybody can see.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Where are we? Got a few comments now. Where are we? Just needs to strut like she's on a catwalk, Farah. Confidence is key. Everyone was probably too freaked out to notice anyway. Things like this make me glad we all grew up before smartphones. No evidence of memories. Yeah, that's true. Fashion advice to Mark and Sean. Yeah, that's dear, oh dear. Sean, LOL. Yeah, that's you with your Bush comments. I imagine. The gutter is mine. Sean, stay out. Bob the Bob. I'm still tinkering at work. It's good waffle wit-attainment. Mixie, I came to hear about books, but stuck around for the carry-on delivery. Man, that's it. It could be carry-on booktube.
Well, the thing is, like, there's more.
This may end up very not safe for work, Bob. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah. At least here, like, I've got a postal delivery woman that's, I wish they would just keep one person, but they seem to vacillate. She's a week somewhere else, and maybe or 2 weeks somewhere else, and here, like, she seems to know that I take a while to get to the door. She just sort of said, like the one time I said, sorry, I took a while to get it. She's no, she realized because she saw my legs, so she had a brain that surmised that, man, I may not get around that quickly. So she knocks and waits, and and she says she's fine with that. And it's like, and then I had another guy that was that delivered. I think it was as bad as it was. It was either Hermes. I think it was Hermes, which are really bad at delivering. But this guy, I was talking to my friend Adam on WhatsApp, and I didn't hear him knock. And then I get a call, and he says, "Oh, I'm outside with the package. Is everything okay?" It's like, yeah. So I go to the door, get the package, and he says, "Well, sorry," but he says, he realizes, because I did put on something saying that I'm partially disabled. It can take me longer to get to the door. Yeah. So please hang around, And so he saw that. So he was concerned that because I didn't get to the door, that something was wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, I'm not used to this,
It's nice, isn't
it? Yeah, but I'm not used to it by delivery people, like the woman postal delivery, and then I just sort of said, well, because I am expecting a couple things that people have said that are sending me. So I said, well, if anything's here Monday, I said, I've got a plastic box out back. Is it too much? She said, no, that's no problem. It's near the end. So you can, if there's no answer at the door, she'll throw it in the plastic box in the back.
Mm-hmm.
That's great service.
Yeah, I mean here they're not too bad either, to be honest, because like I don't have an address yet. Still, right? This is what I'm waiting for, that final inspection to sign everything off, so I can then go and get an address. And I know it's not very far. I mean, I'm probably, I don't know, maybe 100 meters to school, less probably. So I have things delivered to school, but the guys always call up and they ask me. They say, "You're at school, you're at home," because now they know where I live, right? So I just say whichever one I'm at, and they drop it off there. So it's great.
Well, I'm sure at some point, like if everybody puts on a package books and it comes to my village, like they'll probably, and if it doesn't have the street name, I'll be the first one that knocks this. Are you expecting anything?
And then you could just take them anyway because they actually belong to the person in Gladstone Street in the next village.
Yeah, well, chances are they don't read. I'm suspecting they don't read.
No. Herpes. What's wrong with me today? Hermes is so bad that they changed their name to Every and thought people wouldn't realize.
Yeah, but that's why I say they're so bad. Like Yodel's bad too, but this guy is good. It's the same guy all the time. Like I've had maybe 4 packages from him, and like however many, the time that I've been here, and and he looks at the thing, and it's like there was that. Like I put even now, like Royal Mail has this too. Like saying that I put a little thing saying that I could take longer to get to the door. Please wait.
You put it outside the door.
What?
It's outside on the door.
No. It's on like a little app that I've got.
Oh, okay. I thought you were advertising to the world.
No.
Come and burgle me because I'm disabled and won't be able to
it's basically on the thing. So when they get a package, they can pull up this information. So I put it on, and then the woman said that she'd noticed it, and then there was somebody else that was trying to shove a package through the door, and he just sort of knocked, and I got it like before I even was 3 seconds. He's trying to shove this through the door, and I said, "Well, didn't you read it?" Oh, I didn't see that. And it's like so you still have idiots. And you got ones that do their job properly,
Yeah. I don't know. But they would have a shock, I suppose, if there was an advert saying, "Oh, come burgle me, I'm disabled," and they're expecting like this little old lady, and suddenly you appear at the stairs armed with your stick and everything, and just collapse a pile of books on top of them, keep them there till the police arrive.
Well, it's like I did, because I did have social service here to ask to see if I could get some help with a few things that I can't do. I won't go into full details for that, but it's got to do.
Well, you will in your special show on OnlyFans later on.
Oh, that costs £100 per view for a video.
You can keep it for your Patreon, though, I suppose. Stuff I can't talk about in the normal lives. So.
But and then I guess she's going through these normal things of people that are sort of housebound to a certain extent, because I'm only housebound because I can't physically walk very far outside of my house. If I can get into a vehicle and then I can go somewhere, I'm perfectly fine. But that's the thing. But and then she was asking, well, do you feel safe here? Do you feel safe? Like, are you able to lock your doors? And it's like, yeah.
Yeah, I think you need to eventually get like some fundraiser for one of those mobility scooters, though. Swear to God, I love the idea of you driving along.
Well, that's
shitload of books in your basket with your stick.
I was hoping to have something like that with this the personal independence payment thing, but that's why I asked again when last year to be reassessed, because there is a level that you get that. They don't provide it for you, but they provide enough money that you can pay either rent or payments on it. Because I would need something bigger, because I thought that would be perfect. I could, nip out the back, go to the local shop, and then go up to the, it's only a few miles. I could go to the coast, probably, and just, there's a park nearby a mile. There's There's a mining museum I'd love to see, which is less than a mile away. It's about a half a mile away from here. I just can't get to it, you know.
Yeah. No,
And
you've become a right local character in that, I reckon.
And no, I would do that, you know. Maybe even go to the pub occasionally, you know. There's the working man's club, and then there's a pub, you know.
Yeah.
And then you know, but the problem is, like Whitby's, like these things usually could go about 20 some miles. Whitby's not that far away, but there's a lot of hills, so it may not work.
Oh, well, you know, sure you could get a cab to Whitby though, or something, can you, if you really wanted to?
Yeah, but it's like 25 or 30 pounds each way.
Yeah.
So like there might even be bookstores there, but it's like that's just
So, last question for you then before we stop. If you are subject to a home invasion, which book would you pull off the shelf to use as self-defense? What's the biggest, heaviest, nastiest book you got there that could cause the most damage?
Well, there is one. It's a big. It's on 19th or 18th century London. It's almost 2 feet at the spine, and it's bloody massive. You hit somebody in the head with that, they're not getting up.
They're not getting up again.
They're not getting up. It's sort of like Samuel Johnson's father was a printer and a bookseller or something, and he hit somebody with a book, like a disgruntled customer. And it was written in, and this book still exists, and it's like a collector's. It's like one of a kind, you know. Probably still have the person's, you know, DNA on it.
Yeah. Could do that. Could be a new series. You know, things to do with books. I mean, if for example you couldn't get any food, which book would be the best eaten? You probably got some books made out of vellum or something, have you?
I do. I got leather and vellum.
You can boil it up and munch down on it if you get particularly hungry.
All I'd be thinking of is Charles Chaplin in the Gold Rush, where he did his boots, but they were made out of licorice, and he got sick. He did so many takes, and he ate so much of it that he got sick.
Oh, yeah. Jesus. Super. Well, I guess there we have it. So I just got a couple of comments before we leave. Jenny says, it's like any job. My colleagues are good, and I half-ass and sass my way through my shifts. Keeps the shop balanced. And goes through this, says, here in America, anyone could put up an I'm disabled sign and no burglar would bother them because it's assumed everyone is armed. Yeah. Excellent. All right, everybody. Well, thank you so much for joining us again on what's becoming a almost nightly live.
I just thought, like, what I could do is have one of these things that throw stuff and have it set up in the hallway here to books. Anyway, coming in the heart.
Yeah, well, it might be kind of a cool self-defense bit. So there we have it. Thanks again, everybody. Do take care, and I'm sure we will see you very soon. Bye for now. Oh, it would help if I actually click the button rather than just standing there going, la, la, la.